Hello, everybody. Hopefully this will finally go up. Let's get straight to it because I don't want to waste too much time. Values. So the first thing that is questioned here is about values. I particularly, as a person of a matter of a value, person of a matter of having certain values that I uphold, is one of the things from whether it be from myself or from other people. I like people to be straightforward and I like people to be straight up, usually most of the time. That is one of really a pet peeve of mine. Whether it is something I agree with or do not agree with, I greatly appreciate somebody being straight up and straightforward about what they are about or on. Like I said, most times. Two, my other value is knowledge. I always like to learn something, even from things that I might disagree with. I can learn something from it. So that is something that I hold dear. The aspect of knowledge. It is great when it says that knowledge is power, and that is indeed the truth. Three, am I conservative or liberal? Well, I'm neither conservative and I'm neither Liberal, although the things that I do think or may believe may fall into some categories of certain understandings of liberal, what is liberal, and what is a conservative. So I have certain viewpoints that could be construed as both, although myself, I do not belong to neither camp. Um, I am the fourth value that I hold is that the fourth value I hold is that I usually like to be a more of a diplomat person. I like to try to find a common ground between things, um, but if not, then that's okay. But I usually seek for more of a common ground between things, um, in many of the situations of life. My background, you could say, my ancestry. Basically, if we're referring to the states, direct family, if it go all the way back, tends to be something of the branch of African Americans. People like to call Americans. I don't call Americans, but that has a historical context to it, even within this country. Um, because at one point in time, blacks were not labeled as Americans, and when some in our culture used to say American, they usually referred to the what we came to eventually call Caucasians or whites. So that's the term stuck there. Blacks for a long point in time was not called Americans. Background wise, my ancestry goes back in this country to uh, more so the Gula or and some of the Geechee, but Gula Geechee slash Maroon actually background. Um, my ancestors came from Alabama, Virginia, South Carolina. And then there was certain migrations, of course, and things of the nature. So, as people know, that culture in itself has a lot of mixed of um, Congo slash Bantu slash even Bendara. It's a thing called culture and stuff like that. But I'm male, so self male, and religious or philosophical background has something has a twine of the culture, but you could place me within basically Muslim. But you can say it's a syncretic type of understanding, and syncretic means that it has a history of many different mixture of things with it. So it doesn't mean that it contextually goes against things. It just means the expression would be found to be of different veneers. So, like for example, some would say Allah, and sometimes I could switch and I'll say Praise be in Kisi. And Kisi is a concept in the Congo region. Some people that call God, right? And so it can mix there, or it can go into other aspects of the culture, um, which I don't need to get in depth with it. But just understand when you say Muslim, um, sometimes it would not forget fit into, what people would classify sometimes most. For example, this Ramadan, I will be what was called Ramadan. I would be fasting in July and June, whereas you see most of the Muslims today, they're fasting in right now, right? And that does go back to a certain type of understanding. Um, so yeah, that's just one aspect. Um, I picked one right here. I'm straight, not and because it asks something about that. So yes, I'm straight. That aspect, liberal, I believe because of the history also of some of the ancestors, such as some of the Gula, and even beyond that, even some of the Israelite tradition, as well as some of the Congo and other culture that is mixed within the Maroon heritage. We see the rainbow as something sacred, and it definitely had nothing to do with what today the LGBTQ community associates with it. Matter of fact, it dealt with a lot opposite. So, if people don't know that in that culture, the rainbow had a significance in early part of our history, and it's something sacred. And I have a personal issue with the LGBTQ community utilizing that as their symbol. And I haven't been really vocal about it many times, but I have sometimes, which some people have been upset about, but that's okay. Before they had grabbed hold of that symbol, it was a symbol of ours, particularly even many African cultures and even certain maroon lineages mixed with the Geechee or the Gula.